Hello students, welcome to class 12. Hope you all are fine and safe at home. So now we are going to start your bio class. Our introductory chapter is reproduction in organism. We have total 16 chapters in biology, and this 16 chapters you have to be very thorough with the textbook. We will be following strictly the NCERT book. As I take the class, you kindly take out your books and try to underline the important points, because each line in your bio chapters might have some important points which might be your objective questions. So let's begin with reproduction in organism. What do you mean by reproduction? Reproduction can be defined as a biological process in which an organism gives rise to young ones of its own kind. The young ones can be exactly a copy of the parent, or it can vary depending upon the types of reproduction. A slight variation in the young ones can be a good advantage to the surviving species. Now, why do these organisms have to reproduce? The main important reason is for the continuity of the species. Organisms need to continue their species generation. Moreover, as a result of reproduction, genetic variations, materials which are transferred, may vary. These variations that results from reproduction enables an individual to survive at different environmental conditions. Or you can say that genetic variations that results from reproduction enables an individual to adapt to the changing environment. Moreover, it also helps in dispersal of organism. Dispersal in the sense like spores, seeds, cysts. This all, they can move from one place to another. They have to disperse in order to avoid the struggle for existence. For the survival of the fittest, one should avoid competition for food, shelter, and air. And for this reason, they have to disperse. So reproduction plays an important role also in the dispersal of organism. Now, there are basically two types of reproduction, that is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, only single parent is involved, and in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved, or you can say two organisms are involved. Now, in asexual reproduction, the body cells or the somatic cells or the vegetative cells itself can give rise to a new individual. That means the cell which has got the complete set of chromosomes can divide further and form a new individual. So the cells that divide to form a new individual will undergo mitotic cell division so that the chromosome number remain constant. But in sexual reproduction, you see, the cells get fused. If two individuals are involved, that means two cells of two individuals fuses. The two cells, if it fuses, you can say that the number of chromosome will increase. So to avoid that, the cells that get involved in this fusion will undergo a different type of cell division, that is meiotic cell division. As a result, the cells which are involved in the fusion and which are also known as gametes will undergo meiotic cell division, and the chromosome number becomes half than the parental cell. In this process, further, when they fuse, the chromosome number comes back again into the original state. As a result, the chromosome number remains constant in the species. So here are some listed differences given I have given to you, but if you can find out more and you can include them. Now, let us discuss about the asexual mode of reproduction. Basically, asexual mode of reproductions is classified into various types like fission, budding, sporing, regeneration, fragmentation, and vegetative propagation. I have pointed out the examples. This following different types of asexual mode of reproduction you have also studied in class 10. So you have seen how binary fission occurs in amoeba or in bacteria. Here I have given few pictures of it. Through these pictures of the label diagrams, you can understand how binary fission takes place. It is a simple process of cell division where the nucleus not even differentiate into chromosome. That means the chromatin network doesn't even differentiate into chromosome, it simply divides into two. There is not much complexity in this division. The nuclear material first divides into two and finally the cytoplasmic division occurs. As a result, you get two daughter cells. This is a very simplest method, and the same method you will see in multiple fission where within a single cell the nucleus inside will divide multiple times. This generally happens under unfavorable condition when it has to form a cyst. In this case, when favorable condition comes, the nucleus surrounds themselves with cytoplasm and form multiple number of cells which get released by bursting of the cyst. Budding in yeast you have already done in class 10. So it's just simple, just similar to the binary fission, but has got little bit of differences that in binary fission the starting point is the division of the nucleus, but here a protuberance develop or a bud develop on this mother cell. After that, nuclear division occurs and finally cytoplasmic division occurs. Then comes fragmentation and regeneration. You can see that fragmentation and regeneration is almost same, but in fragmentation you will only observe in those organisms where there is less or in fact no cellular differentiation. A single filament of Spirogyra or algae is formed as a result of a number of joining of number of cells. If you just break this filament, each of this cell can form a new filament. Regeneration you can also see in case of organisms which have got differences in tissues. Tissue differentiation is seen in higher group of organisms, especially in case of lizards. Also you will see if the lizards just cut off the tail, a new tail can develop. Similarly, if you cut your nails, it will regenerate. But in case of planaria, the whole individual, in case of high organism, only a part can regenerate. But in case of planaria, which is a flatworm, if you cut it into pieces, each part can develop into a new individual. You can see from the diagram here, you can just see that the head, if you just cut it, the head, the parental head can form a new individual, and the parental body parts also develops into new individual. Spore formation. Spore formation you have seen in case of ferns. If you see the back side of the ferns, you will find small dotted structures. These are spores. Spores are basically seen even in fungus. In fungus, the colorful patterns that you see over a bread which is kept open for a long time with little bit of moisture, you will find colorful patches of spores, and these are none but the different species of fungus. So fungus basically reproduce with the help of spores. Next we have the different types of vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is again another type of sexual mode of reproduction which you will see in higher group of plants. Higher group of plants have got different parts like leaves, stems, roots and branches, even buds. So each part of the higher plants has the capability of giving a clone or a copy of a new individual. So there are different forms. Here's the list of examples. As for example, the ginger is a modified stem which is known as the rhizome. From the nodal region of the rhizome, new buds can develop. Just like the potato, which is a modified stem, the tuber gives rise to a new individual. You have the clip here, you have the pictures here, and why I'm showing you the pictures is that even in your NCERT book, you will find the pictures and more questions will be given from the pictures itself. Even if the content is missing, the pictures will depict the examples, and these pictures are important from the examination point of view because with the help of these pictures, you will be asked various types of questions. Now, artificial type of vegetative propagation which is done for gardening and all, this is practiced by human beings, and this type of vegetative propagation it's not included in your syllabus, but still I have added. If you have interest, you can just go through it. And here I have listed out the different types of vegetative mode of propagation, like for instance from the tuber, modified stems, tuber, then you have the rhizome, you have the modified stem just like the runners, stolons and all, you have the modified stems even if this comb, then this garlic and all. So from each part a new individual can develop. This vegetative mode of propagation is only followed by higher group of plants. So that's all we have for your asexual mode of reproduction. This is an assignment I have given to you. You can just try this question. Similar type of questions will be asked in your board exam too. So just try, and till then, bye.